Alrighty, ladies, so just a reminder that we want to make sure we exaggerate the breath for this Hatha HIIT class. Puff your breath out with pursed lips to keep the diaphragm high, keep the pelvic floor activated, lower belly muscles activated. But then we switch straight into release jaw and focus on a releasing, softening back of your pelvic floor. So let's come onto the mats. We're just going to give ourselves a jiggle, literally a jiggle and a wriggle to start off. So massage the feet from side to side, look down, make sure your toes are nice and wide. Take that jiggling and moving up the legs and into the pelvis, like so. While we're doing the circling of the pelvis, give your wrists a shake, hands a shake. Good, get the jiggle going up your arms. Give your shoulders a jiggle, your chest a jiggle. Give it all a jiggle and a wiggle. Fantastic. Other way with the pelvis. Jiggling, wiggling, rolling, circling. Getting a bit of movement around the body and shaking out all the overnight stiffness. Lovely. Drop your head. Take the whole head and shoulder girdle around in a releasing circle. Like so. Nice, full, slow breaths in and out. Wow, release it all, release it all. Lovely. Weight onto one leg, do the Elvis twist. We're just getting to those hip joints there. Massaging into the waist as well, so move your hands around. Notice what's going on around the lower back and the other side. Give it a bit of groove. Very nice. Lovely, lovely. And then we're going to just roll up onto our toes and then down onto the heels, up onto the toes, down to the heels. In fact, do this with your hands as well so that we push out through the heels, push out through the fingers. Bit of mobilization for the wrists. Up onto the toes. Now see if you can hold it on the toes. Yeah, push out through the back of your wrists. Woo, and then pull back, so you can pull your toes back, pull your fingers back. Nice one. Okay, so feet a little bit wider, bending the knees, deep breath in, and then let it go. Filling those lungs. Pressing the floor away. Raise the eyebrows as you come up. That's it. As you breathe out, we're loosening the jaw here. Breathe in, breathing in, breathing in and down. Now zipping up. So on the puffy breath out, lower belly in, release it. Lower belly in, release it. Lower belly in, release it. Everything up, everything up. So you're switching on, side waist muscles slightly coming in. You don't need to do the legs necessarily, I'm just doing that to exaggerate the lift. Good. Now keep this slightly activated and slightly lifted. We're going to work on cross-patterning of the brain. So left hand over to right knee, pick it up on the breath out, place it down. Other hand, down. Crossing the body, down. So you place the foot down. Breathe and breathe. See if you can bring your knee a little bit higher as your balance gets a little bit better. You might need to let your eye gaze rest on a point about 2 meters in front of you. Good. Now we're either staying with this, just waking up both hemispheres of the brain, or we might add a little bit to it, picking up, pushing out and down, picking up, pushing out and down. Yeah, breathing, pushing out and down. So crossing the midline of the body, adding a little balance, challenge, pushing out and down. So we start with this, and then we might add to it core muscles switched on. Whole time. Beautiful. Okay, come back. Zipping up, release, zipping up, release, zipping up, hold, zipping up, elbows in. Start to punch across the midline of the body. Maybe you need to make your face a little bit wider. Keep the elbows close in. Keep your tummy button drawing in and slightly up towards your rib cage. So little twists from side to side. You are hugging your sideways muscles in towards your spine as well. Keep integrity in your arms. So you're kind of pulling back with your fists. Let's take it up towards the ceiling with the fist. Up, 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 up. Raise the eyebrows. Looking up. This wakes up the brain, the neocortex. Back down into the center. Beautiful. Drop it down. Deep breath in. And then side out. Push the floor away. And release the breath. Soft. Imagine you're painting with your fingertips through the space around you. And down. Good. Feet a little bit wider. Toes pretty much forward. Up and over and dropping down. Up and over, dropping down. So make sure your weight is mainly in the heels. You're pushing down and slightly out with your feet. Up and over and down. So we get a nice lengthening stretch through the side waist now. And get the spine to wake up. That's it. Stretch it right to the toes. And down, right out to the toes, to the fingertips. And down. Lovely big stretch on both sides. Good. Now keep your weight evenly in goddess here with your legs and just mobilizing the torso up and down. So doing this one again. But now we're going to make it a bit more active. So we're pulling down on the breath out. Your elbows pulling you down, squeezing hands into a fist, squeezing your biceps, breathing out as you come down, literally just moving above the pelvis. Tummy button drawing in and slightly up, puffing out, puffing out, puffing out, puffing out. Whew. Weight stays in the heels. Drop it down a little bit further. Beautiful. And stretch it out. Pause. Shoulder away from here. That's it. Other side. Bring the heart rate down again. Just take your hands like so. Drop the shoulders. Rinsing out the spine. So one direction, then the other direction. Breathing out as you drop the shoulder. And good. Pause. Lift and then tuck the tail. So mobilizing the pelvis. Lift the tail. Tuck the tail. Lift the tail. Tuck the tail. So this action of cat and cow can be profoundly relaxing. It can also be switched up and made to be really quite active with deep core muscles switching on. Opening the pelvis, closing the pelvis. Lovely. And then leave the tail behind you. Give it a little wiggle from side to side. Wag the tail. Waggity, waggity, waggity. And then draw yourself back up again. Feet wide. Turn both feet to the right. Back toes in about 45 degrees. Drop down into warrior two legs. Here. Good. Now we're going to push the floor away, up and then down. Press through the heel. So you can feel that activation going right up through your thigh bone here, into your pelvis. Glutes working. And getting that bit of blood flow Lovely. And then pause, shoulders down, fingers out, warrior two. Now you want to breathe really strong through your legs, but soft through your jaw, soft through your shoulders, eye gaze nice and soft. Now let your breath be steady and long. See if you can concentrate on focused, slow, ocean-like breathing. You should be starting to really wake up now. Squeeze thigh muscles into thigh bones. Shoulders relaxed. Holding, just a few more breaths. Lovely. Turn the palm of the front hand. So we push the floor away. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold up and over. Back line of the body stretch. Inhale, push the floor away with that front heel. And then down. Waking up the whole body now. And down. Really strengthening glutes, thigh muscles. Push it away. And one more. Hold here for a moment. Now we're just going to come into a wide leg triangle. So let your back hip roll forward. You're going to be coming all the way down. And then stack the top shoulder on top of the bottom shoulder. Stretching through these legs here. Stretch the top fingers up as well. Chin is in. And then lengthen fingertips up and over. Back line of the body. Lengthening. Very good. That's it. Keep your head where it is. Stretch the fingertips down towards the wall behind you. Look down the ground. Bend into the front leg. Push the floor away. Roll your way up. Turn the toes to the other side. Dropping down. Push the floor away. Drop down. Push the floor away. Drop down. Push the floor away. Drop down. Push it away. So you get that movement. It's the feet that do all the work. The body responding. Good. Let's drop us down into warrior two. Settling here. Holding that strong, strong base. Pushing down and out with your feet. Feel the power coming up your legs into your pelvis, and yet the rest of your body is nice and soft and relaxed here. This is the sira and the sukha, so we have the strength and the softness. And we'll do it our way. Lovely. Keep breathing. See if you can go down a little bit deeper. Yeah, we can have this soft eye gaze, but it can be very steely, very deeply determined. Nice, focused breath. And then turn the palm of the hand and we push the floor away. We come up and then we fold and we stretch the back line of the body. And push and come up and then fold. That's it. And fold. Good. Two more. Up, fold, and then up and fold for a moment. And then Trikonasana, triangle pose. Back hip rolling forward. Give yourself a stretch. Fingers up towards the ceiling. Little bit of a drop in of the bottom shoulder. A little bit of a pull back with the top hand. Very good. Now take the hand up and over. Whole side line of the body. Stretch. Lovely. Take the hand down. Getting into the neck. Bend into the front knee. Push the floor away. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe towards each other. So we're working everything up. Feet go straight forward. Toes go straight forward. Relatively wide base. Drop yourself down into Utkatasana. So this is power pose, chair pose. You want to draw the base of the ribcage in. All of this is super active, yeah? So there's nothing passive about this pose apart from jaw and muscles around the face. Keep them nice and relaxed and soft. Now hold this. We want to feel our bum muscles squeezing in towards our sitting bones. We're pushing the floor away with our heels. Keep breathing. You can see my shoulders are right away from here, so none of this. Right down. Little fingers forward, thumbs back up towards the ceiling. Keep the chin drawn back. Righty. Squat time. Hands down. Drop down a little bit further. Breathe out. Power breath. Coming up. Dropping down. Push the breath out of your mouth as if you're blowing out a very strong birthday candle. Drop down. Breathing out. Drop down. Make sure you can see your toes. You can see most of your feet. And the action that's coming from your heels, pushing the floor away, rebounding up the body. That's it. A few more. Let's give us 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Toes out. Off your mat. Drop down into Malasana, so our squat. Shoulders are relaxed. Gently push your knees away with your forearms. If you can easily reach elbows and hands together, do that, but just no collapsing down. Sitting bones lifted. If you have a tail, it's sticking out behind you proudly. Chin is drawn in. Upper back muscle activated. Chest open, so no rounding shoulders. Shoulders sitting into the back of your sockets. Let's just open up those inner thigh muscles. Very good. Give the jaw a wriggle. Relax your anus. Remember, we don't want to have that holding and gripping all the time. Hands down, knees together. Drop the hips from side to side. Release those babies down to the side. And then a big swirl of the pelvis. Daily maintenance, swirling the pelvis. One direction. Other direction. Good. And then we're going to do the switch on. So let's just set the tummy and pelvic floor deep core muscles first. Fists on your mat. Elbows slightly soft. If you're comfortable tucking your toes, tuck toes. I know some aren't. You can always just put the tops of the feet on the ground. It still works. Okay, so shoulders away from ears. Chin is tucking in. You're looking straight at the mat. Breathe out your puffy breath. Feel your deep core muscles activating upwards. Back muscles activating. And then keep breathing as you push the floor away with your fists, straightening the elbows, not locking, but straightening. Sucking your knees slightly off the mat. So you could just slip a piece of paper under your knees. Maybe swishing your knees together to while away the time. Puffing out. Beautiful. Just drop down for a moment. Knees quite wide. Sitting bones back. Hands out in front, wider than your mat. Chest down, stretching underneath your arms. Shoulders away from your ears. Chin tucked in. Forehead resting on the ground. Let's take 3 nice releasing breaths here. Jaw relaxed. Sigh the breath out. Okay, coming up, this is a blast class, so let's keep blasting. Core has switched on. Bum muscles have switched on. We've got everything coordinated now. So bring knees slightly together. Make sure you're in tabletop. If you need to do an extra little swirl of the wrist, do it now. Fingers are nice and wide. You're looking straight at the mat. So left leg out behind you, feet, toes down, heel out. Gluteal muscle activated, so your bum is switched on. Hip bones facing the ground. See if you can take the right hand out in front of you, thumb up, little finger down, shoulders away from ears. Okay, so we're going to march from this to the other side, so taking up the other side, foot first, then hand. Make sure you're stable on the side, and then breathe out, stretch, pause, breathe in, breathe out, stretch, pause, breathe in. Keep your back straight. So feel as if you have got a tray of champagne flutes on your back and you are walking those champagne flutes around the room. on all fours. I don't know why, but you are. And you got to keep it all together. The paddy is relying on your stability. Good. Keep breathing out. Keep activating those gluteal muscles. Fabulous. Let's just do one more on each side. Breathe and stretch and squeeze. Breathe and stretch and squeeze. Fabulous. Tap your toes. Roll yourself up. Tip those glasses onto the ground. You don't need those. All right. Shoulders. Release. Release. Roll and release. Roll and release. Place the heels of the hands onto the back of the pelvis. Push the knees down as you start to lift your chest upwards towards the ceiling. We're not wanting to go back. We're just wanting to lengthen the spine. Elbows towards each other. Keep holding the pelvis. Keep pressing the knees down. Little sippy breaths up through the heart center. Out to the shoulders. Good. Sipping in the breath through the back of the nostrils. This is just great to do. Mobilizing the back. Getting a bit of extension. Now, keep one hand on the pelvis. Other hand, top of your head. Imagine you've got a string here and you're pulling the string up towards the ceiling. Chin draws in, back towards your neck. Keep pulling that string up. Draw the base of the ribcage in. Just pause. So now we're in alignment. Yeah? Give your shoulders a little shake. And then just lower yourself down into a kneeling position. So we want to keep the torso nice and tall like that. Hands together, elbows up. Press the hands together. Notice how that activates upper back muscles, also core. Okay, so we're going to breathe in, squeeze the glutes, rise up, elbows out. Pause here. See elbows a little bit further back than the torso, stretching these chest muscles. And then drop back down again. So we breathe in, we glide, and then drop back down. Breathe in and glide. Drop back down. Squeeze glutes. Drop back down. This time, hands up towards the ceiling. Drop back down. Hands up towards the ceiling, and then fingers down beside you. One more. And then hands stretch back or out to the side, doesn't matter. Stretch out into your extended child pose. Shoulders rolling away from your ears. Take a nice deep breath, filling up the back of your lungs. Sigh the breath out. Breathe in, fill up the back of your lungs. Sigh the breath out. And again, breathe in, spread the breath right down to the lower lobes of the back of the lungs. Now inhale, hands and knees, fingers really stretched. Tuck the toes. Exhale, pull your tail back and up. Behind you, roll shoulders away from ears. Coming into downward dog, but always lengthen the spine first before we start to play around with the heels dropping down. Calf muscles stretching. Let's drop those knees across the midline of the body. Keep breathing. This is your opportunity to wriggle your jaw, relax the face, take some nice noisy breaths out. Sigh it out, sigh it out. Very good. So we're just going to drop down onto knees, take ourselves onto the ground like a caterpillar, roll shoulders up and back. So we've activated everything. We're just going to set it all so posture can be good for the day. So fingers active, toes active, tummy button lifting up off the ground, chin is tucked in. On your breath in, squeeze glutes, squeeze back muscles, lift yourself up. Rocket the crown of the head forward, rocket, turbo rocket, fingers and toes back. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. 2 more breaths. And then turn toes in, collapse down. Give it a jiggle, give it a wiggle from side to side. We'll do that again. And then turn the head to the other side when you jiggle and wiggle. And relax. Oh, just see how soft you can make your face. Instant relaxation. Good. So set the shoulders down into the back of the sockets. Chin is tucking in. Tummy button is active towards your spine. Squeeze fingers and toes backwards. Squeeze gluteal muscles. Breathing in and lift off. Rocketing forward, squeezing, rocketing, lifting. Keep breathing. Smile. Lift your eyebrows. Rockety, 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 rockety. Turbocharge. 2 more breaths. And then turn the head and go. Jiggle and wriggle and jiggle and wriggle. Toes in, heels out. Give it all a rinse. Lovely. Rolling onto your back. Fantastic. Hands can be above the head or below the pelvis, one on top of the other. So depending on your lower back, have a little go. So first of all, we want to just set core. So doing your zip up, keeping the body in neutral. There's still a tiny gap underneath your lower back. See if you can keep breathing out, get corsatory muscles to activate. And then we're just going to lift our legs up towards the ceiling. And you want to start to penny farthing cycle your legs like this. So if you've got a bed behind you or a sofa, you might hook your fingertips underneath it. It can be super helpful. If you find that goes into your lower back, try taking your hands underneath your pelvis. See if that makes a difference. It doesn't matter how low you go to start off with, yeah? You can do this smaller cycle, but it's the pulling back of the legs. You want to make sure you're breathing out. And obviously, the slower you go, the lower you go, the harder this is on those core muscles. Pause, bring knees into chest, give yourself a little wiggle from side to side, and we'll do the same thing, but backwards. Backwards cycling, legs up. So start with one leg, then add the other leg, and backwards cycle. Again, you can take the hands underneath the pelvis. Breathing out, breathing out. It might look smaller, and then as you get stronger in the core, you start to make it harder, slower, and more extended out. Breath in, out, breath out, breath out. Beautiful, bring the knees in, swirl the knees out like so. Big circles, releasing into those rotator muscles around the hip joints and into your lower back. Fantastic. Legs up, toes active, heels active. Rub the back of your legs, rubbly-dubby-dub. Turn the toes out, the heels are together, rubbly-dubby-dubby-dubby-dub. Baby pose, knees apart, grab hold of whatever you can grab hold of. Fingertips on the arches if possible, otherwise grab hold of ankles, calf muscles, knees, whatever. Opening up those legs, rocking from side to side. Wriggle the jaw, make some noise. Relax your anus. Notice, are you gripping? Are you gripping? Yes, maybe you are. So let it go. Breath in. Sigh it out. Fantastic. Knees together. Quick rinsing, twist. Dropping the knees to one side. Oh, and the other side. So a twist will just help to reset the nervous system. It just helps to activate all the nerves of the body, and it's fabulous for your digestion. Really healthy for our spine to mobilize into twists. So come up, let's just take ourselves into a little ball, rock and roll up the spine. Imagine you are rebooting the computer here. Oh, that's it, all the way up. Let's come and have a little sit for a moment. Let's just place the shoulders down into the socket. Let's just draw the chin in, find the sweet spot where the head is perfectly positioned onto the neck. At the moment, Really noticing the air against your skin. Take a moment to notice the skin between your eyebrows. You can notice the muscles around your eyes, softness of your cheeks. We'll take a breath in and just hum the breath out or do an om. So breath in. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me. Take your fingertips out to the side, turn the palms, gather in the energy, breathe in, breathe out. Done. Have a great day.